Okay, so let's take a look at what we have. So this is the progress on our tomatoes, and here is the lettuce. Oh my goodness, this is so beautiful. And then here are the red grapefruits. I know it's going to take a long time. These will have to actually grow into trees before I see growth, and that can take years, even though I've got this little tiny growth there. And then here are my cucumbers. I'm super excited. I think I've made a lot of progress with the cucumbers. And here's the progress on the spinach. So this is, I think, actually the end of week 2. And everything looks very beautiful and healthy. Oh, this is my spearmint. Nothing happening with the spearmint so far. Fingers crossed. And then, of course, like I said, the red grapefruit, we know it's going to take a long time. But look at the lettuce and the tomatoes. I'm so excited to see this progress. And here is my money tree. Remember, it was so full last year and the year before and the year before. And then we had quite a bit of cold weather this past winter, but now all of those leaves are pretty much shed except for these 3 here. But all of these green shiny leaves are all new leaves. So you can see my money tree survived and it is growing back. It's going to be super full in just a short amount of time, and I'm so excited about it. And the same for this other money tree that is super tall. I'm 5'8", and this tree is much taller than me. But you can see there's a lot of new growth happening at the top there, you see, and here at the top. And then all throughout this little bitty one right here. Yep, right there. And then all throughout this money tree right there, you can see lots and lots of new growth. So they survived the winter. Like I said, it wasn't as bad as the winters are up north, but it was, pretty unusual to be Florida. And then this fiddle leaf fig tree right here, I have had this fiddle leaf fig tree, I don't know, maybe 5 years now. And look at how weird it's growing, but at the same time, look at how healthy it is. It actually has 3 different sets of leaves off of 2 trunks, which I think is totally strange, but beautiful at the same time. But yeah, you can still see a lot of new growth on this tree. I'm glad that it's starting to grow up again and not outward. And then you can see all of the other money trees are growing all of the other fiddle leaf fig trees are growing as well. And of course, these are my agaves and my huge aloe plant here that you can see. They just thrive. I covered them really well in the winter, and they pretty much stayed covered almost the whole winter. A few days I would take the cover off so that it can get some sunshine. And then you can see these 2 new leaves here on this fiddle leaf fig tree. So yeah, overall, I would say 99% of my plants. Hi, Bentley! He's always standing at the door. I just washed his paws because we just went for a walk, so I don't want to bring him back out to get him dirty again. So that was the water that you saw on him. But anyway, here's more growth on that fiddle leaf fig tree. And this one is the smallest fiddle leaf fig tree that I have because of the pot size that he's in. If I was to change the pot out, he would grow just as tall as the other ones. And believe it or not, mostly all of these fiddle leaf fig trees were purchased at the same time, and they were all very small fiddle leaf fig trees, but I've had them for a few years now, and because I've changed out their pots, some of them have grown. Here's the update on my lettuce that I put in water. It's only been a week or so, maybe a little bit under a week, but I don't see anything happening yet. Okay, I had to go back out and add another part to this video because I forgot all about my beans, the showstopper. So as you can see, these are my beans. They were planted at the same time all of the other seeds were planted, but look at all of this growth. I literally had to repot them into this humongous pot because I want to make sure that they have enough space, enough soil, the nutrients from the soil to grow. You can see that they're actually leaning like towards outside of the fence, and it's because my patio is covered, so they're actually leaning towards the sunlight. I think that they'll be okay because my plants still get sufficient lighting. The sun is just not beaming down on them, but they still get enough light. And then I wanted to show these other fiddle leaf fig trees that I have. Again, most of them were bought at the same time and they were all super tiny, including this one. But check it out. You can see all of these new leaves at the top. Two of my leaves do have some brown spots on them. I'll just leave them there. Here's another fiddle leaf fig tree and this one as well. All three of these were definitely purchased at the same time, but you can see the sizes of them fluctuate. We've got this one that's really tall. Like I said, the brown spots are on the leaves there, and I'm not going to do anything to those leaves. We'll just see what happens. But otherwise, it's a pretty healthy plant because you can see that there's about 4 new leaves at the top of this plant. So yeah, I just wanted to show you all of the progress on my plants. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and follow. Happy growing. Bye.